Let's welcome once again to Chatting with the Captain on your Discourse Syndicate. I'm the Captain, RG3, doing it for the second time in a row. Look at what we got, guys. Look at the new studio. The Captain has arrived. Full pirate regalia. Look at this stuff. Look at that. It ain't even bleeding from this. The blood of Furus, guys. The blood of Furus is upon my chest because tonight we've got some really, I wouldn't say cool. I would say I'm going to chum the waters for you guys because this is heinous what has happened. But anyway, let me say hello to the chat room. Nice blouse, old man. Yeah, spank the like button real hard. Here it comes. Here it comes. Everybody's coming after the Captain now. Looking good. Thank you, Marco. Thank you. Let me say hi to everybody real quick. Pulse Win, KS02, Crypto Surfer, blah, 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 blah. Welcome, Hexicans. Good to have you here. Tonight is a special edition. Oh my gosh, we're retracting messages already. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. All right. Hammer guys, get ready because we're going to need to probably get rid of a lot of chatting here tonight. But so wanted to say, hey, thanks for coming and hanging out with Chatting with the Captain. I know we've been inconsistent, but we've been trying to build a studio. If you don't know, we're filming a documentary. We've been traveling the world. My partner, Kinetics, and myself and our team have been building products on top of Hex. Some of you guys know that as MCA. Some of you guys know about the Hex Investment Trust. We are Hex Investment Trust. Oh, I'm saying things wrong anyway, but dry mouth today. Dry mouth. Let's see here. We're building stuff and getting things prepared for the Pulse Chain to launch. Guys, it's coming. Pulse Chain's coming. Pulse X is going to be the premier exchange. And we're going to be able to launch things that people have only been dreaming about. See, the blockchain has been stagnated by Ethereum and all the rest of the side chains that just cannot hack it. They can't do it. They can't carry the load of taking us to the 21st century with Web3. But Pulse is going to be the thing that changes the internet forever. I mean, as we know it, once that launches, it changes. But back to the chat room for just a quick second. Let's see. We are one, Captain. Yes, we are. We are one. DS Shirt Trust, maybe? No, DS Shirt Trust, the Hex Investment Trust. Let's see here. Be sure to share this out and hit the like button. Yes. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, because we're going to be changing things up here on Discourse Syndicate. And this is still the community channel. We talk about things that are near and dear to our hearts from within the Hex community. And it's also for yours. So Friday night hangouts for you guys to come on and do whatever it is that you want to do, say what you want to say. And Mondays is my night to do interviews and talk with folks and do those kinds of things. So let's pick up on something that ended up in my email box here, guys. This is very, very interesting. This is a letter from the Gemini exchange. And this was sent to one of our clients at MCA. I'm just going to read it for you so you guys can hear it. Starts like this. And this is going to heat me up, guys. Based on our review, it appears that you have fallen victim to a scam by Hex. They literally call out in this letter that you've been a victim of a scam by Hex. If you would like to continue transacting with Hex, we kindly ask that you withdraw your funds from Gemini and use a different exchange. They're telling you to go take a hike if you're going to use Hex. Legally, we are not able to provide any advice on this. However, we urge you to do your due diligence whenever you are approached by a third party regarding a transfer of your digital assets. We are not liable for transactions outside Gemini's wallet. Once digital assets leave your Gemini account, they cannot be recovered. The reason behind this is due to a concept known as transaction finality, which is what gives every crypto person that anxiety when they hit the send button. Transaction finality is a function of decentralized blockchains. It means that once the transaction has been broadcast to the network and confirmed on the blockchain, the transaction is irreversible. Transaction finality is one of the attributes of digital assets transactions. It is common amongst all digital assets exchanges, including Gemini. Scumbags. For information on determining the legitimacy of an online service, we recommend taking a look at our blog post here, and they leave a link. Additionally, here are some resources about this scam. Wantify.com. Richard Hart's Hex token is a brilliant scam. Sounds like one of those fake scam sites that we had in the beginning that were using links to get people to get into the adoption amplifier. CoinGeek.com. Hex token scam ads claim. 11,500 returns in 4 months. Let's see. If you are interested in pursuing further action, we recommend that you contact local law enforcement who will put you in touch with the necessary legal bodies. We also recommend filing a complaint with the FBI's Internet Crime Center. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the link. Gemini compliance. Fuck you guys. You guys suck. Everybody take your fucking money out of Gemini and don't use those sons of bitches anymore, because you know what? They just blew it. They blew it. We're really getting ready to change the world. We're really going to bring crypto to its place where it's supposed to be, out in the front of leading the world. And here we go. Here we go. They're actually calling it a scam once again. 2 years running. 2 freaking years running straight. No problems, no hiccups, no scams, no walk, nothing. And they still, to this day, at that level, are calling it a scam. What are we going to do, guys? What are we going to do? Yeah, fuck Gemini. RD3 is, let's see, RD3, it was rumored that was a fake push. Wasn't Gemini, not sure though. Well, I'll tell you right now, we traced it back to their email and it's coming from them. So I was given a go on it. I've been holding on to this thing for a few days, not saying anything, trying not to get overheated over it. But you know what? Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's coming from them. They're sending this shit out now. So whoever you guys are at Gemini, you guys are making a big ass mistake. You're making a big ass mistake. Because you know what? We're not going anywhere. We are going to, well, we can't go anywhere. Hex is here for good. It's solid. It's finished, meaning you can't erase it. You can't change history. You cannot stop Hex from what it's doing. It will continue to go, whether I'm not here or Richard's not here or all you guys aren't here. Hex is going to continue on, and it's continue to disrupt them. They are going to be disrupted from here until eternity now, because Hex ain't going nowhere. I got news for you guys. You've made a big mistake. So anyway, I'm beside myself with this situation, because you know it hits me personally, because we've got clients now that we're responsible for, that we're trying to help create a financial safe haven for themselves and their future, for their families. We're bringing products to market that are outside of the crypto space. We literally haven't built any crypto products yet. All we've done is try and make the onboarding process simpler for everybody. We're just trying to make it easy so that when you do have to cash out, that you don't have to play the lottery game and go out there and spend your money on things that you shouldn't be spending on. We are doing things for the community that is going to help enhance it. You know, it's sad to say that even within our own community, we've taken a lot of heat for the things that we're doing. But I can tell you this right now: I'm not going to stop. None of your comments, none of the stuff that you furus out there or haters out there say is going to stop me from standing on this line. For those of you who don't know, Discourse Syndicate was the first community stream for Hexicans, and we opened it up to everybody, and we showcased and highlighted everybody within this community. You know, I am not the smartest guy in the community. I'm not a dev. I don't know code. I don't know any of this stuff. But what I knew is that I know how to stand on a line, and I know how to get behind something and show it loyalty and show it strength and show it protection. So I gathered as many of us as we could, and we did, and we held the line. You guys have gone out there and destroyed all of the furus and haters out there on Twitter. You've destroyed them on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere that there's social media talking about cryptocurrencies. You guys have taken all the bullets, all the arrows, and you've come out shining, because we won, guys. We won. And the whole world is about to see it. I cannot wait for Pulse to launch and for us to be vindicated once and for all. For Richard to be vindicated once and for all. And to finally get the respect that he deserves. I'm in my 50s, and I've been struggling my whole life to finally get recognized for doing good in the world, and finally I found something that I knew that if I stood in front of it, that nothing can stop it. Nothing would wreck my integrity. I would be just standing on solid ground if I had something like Hex. And here we go. We have it. So guess what? I ain't going nowhere. And Gemini, you guys are shit out of luck. Look at this stuff, guys. Is this cool or what? You guys are going to miss out, Gemini. That's all I can say. And I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see some kind of slanderous libel suit or something coming up against you guys. But we will see. And yes. So let me go to the chat room real quick. I do have a guest coming on tonight, and I'm going to bring her up in a little bit. But first, I want to say hello to some of the guys and answer some questions maybe. Let's see. Luke, the outdoor guy. Oh, I love this one. Let me put it up so that we can talk about it. Let's talk about this. This is the kind of stuff that makes us look foolish. We can't even identify phishing scams. If Gemini ever wanted to do business with Hex, this kind of fake news shuts the door. Right on. Like it. Screw that exchange. Time to build our own bank. Now you're talking. Our own bank. Yeah. That's what we're doing. It's getting hot in here, guys. But we that's what we need to do, is build our own bank, right? Let's see. What else have we got? Can you make an appearance to my kid's birthday party in that outfit? Yeah, I'm available for birthday parties, weddings, and bar mitzvahs. You can have the pirate there in full regalia and guns included. Yes, for a small fee. And it's going to cost you in Hex. What's up, Captain? Nothing can stop the Hexicans. You're right. Nothing can stop us. Nothing will. Any other questions out there? You guys have any questions about what's been going on this week or about this Gemini thing? As far as I know, I don't have any real answers for you. I know that I was given the go from our attorneys that it was okay to say something about this, because they have crossed the line here. They've crossed the line. Because I mean, think about it, guys. What is there? There's really just a couple of big on-ramp sites out there, and they're one of them. For them to shut their doors just because you're a Hexican is just ridiculous. No more secrets. Tell us what's happening in the background. We need Hex pumping. Well, what's happening in the background, let's talk about that a little bit. From our perspective, from MCA's perspective, Web3 is coming, and there are a lot of big name companies out there that we're actually talking to. I literally this morning sat down with one of the biggest CEOs on the planet, with one of the most exciting projects on the planet that is looking to integrate blockchain in their project. And they haven't figured out a way to do it. And here's what I found sitting in all these rooms, talking to people about Web3 and the virtual reality world that's coming to us, the metaverse. What I've noticed is that they're all ready for it. They're all ready. They've got everything in place. All the tech is there. Everybody's vision is there. They know where they want to take this, but it's the blockchain that's failing them. The blockchain's failing. And Ethereum did a great job of proving that, this money, this crypto can be programmed to do what we want it to do. But it failed as a blockchain. Bitcoin proved that we can make transaction, but it failed as currency. So here comes Hex. Hex is money, baby. It's money. Nothing else operates like Hex. Nothing else does what Hex does. It makes yield. It generates yield on its own, immutable. You can do it. Everybody can do it from now until eternity. Well, I think maybe 150 years from now, there might be some problems with it or whatever. But for now, everybody here today and probably the next generation will be just fine. That's what Hex is doing. Pulse Chain is going to come out and give us the road to ride on. It's going to change the way we actually use cryptocurrencies. And Pulse X, the exchange, is going to get rid of all those guys like Gemini. You guys are done, Gemini. You guys are done. You know, and it ain't because I'm saying it. It ain't because you're going to be litigated against. It's because you're going to be pushed out like Blockbuster was for streaming audio, because you guys aren't getting on the train, because you guys aren't realizing what's happening right before your eyes, Gemini. It's happening right before your eyes. Your world is about to be destroyed. I'm telling you right now, Gemini, your world, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. You think you're powerful. You think you're powerful just because you were the first ride on this train, just because you guys were the first ones and you got out there and got in front of it and started pouring money into it. Well, guess what? It's over. Your days are over. If you don't start doing streaming video like Blockbuster didn't do, you're going to suffer the same fate. You're going to suffer the same fate. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Let me see if there's any. The code is done. Complete. No middlemen. Yes, you got that right, buddy. ETH proved Bitcoin was shit. Hex and Pulse will prove ETH is shit. You got that right. I mean, you're nailing it right on the head there. So let's see what else we got in here. Hoorah, Captain! Hoorah! Hoorah! Let's see. I'll call the folks tomorrow for the details. Yeah, give them a call. Let's see. RG3 just said he was speaking to CEOs trying to get them into Hex. Yes, I am. And it's even more than that, guys. It's more than just getting them into Hex. It's getting them into the 21st century with the things that we're doing, with what Pulse Chain is going to provide them. Look, the whole world is just waiting for a blockchain to function on. You can't function on Ethereum. How can you have a smart contract when it literally, I had to unstake and I was running low on ETH. And I hate buying that stuff and I hate holding it. But you got to always have it, right? In order to do work on Ethereum. So you've got to go get some more. So I go in, I get some more. $300 later, I get my stake out. What a freaking joke. What an absolute joke. That is ridiculous. Oh, man. So anyway, cheers for the great memes this week, Cap. I've been super maintained. Good work. Yeah, good work on the documentary. You know what? That crew, I just got to tell you, is tops. That crew that's filming this documentary, these guys are the best, man. They're just good people. They know what they're doing. They pivot on the fly, on a dime. They move, they shake, they get it done. So they're here right now, obviously doing some crazy stuff and throwing cameras up my butt and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, Pulse Chain, please hurry. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So anyway, some of the other things that are going on behind the scenes are, when I said that I was doing this to make the world a better place, I meant it. And I'm not, you saw me playing last weekend with fast cars and on the beach and staying in a beach house and all that. And that was just, I'm so very grateful to be able to share experiences like that and realize the privilege that I have from what Hex has done for me and my family. But on top of it all, it's also given us a way to help our communities and give back. And that's what I have a guest coming on. I'm going to bring her up here in just a second. I have a guest coming on that I wanted to kind of just showcase, to show you guys what we're doing. She's a family member. This is my niece. Her name is Brittany, and she runs an organization called Amuse. And I'm going to let her tell her story. But without any further ado, I'm going to put my headset on here because they didn't let me have them on for the shoot that they were doing. They didn't like it, but I got to be able to hear everybody. Let's see here. All right. So look at this thing. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? Look at this thing. Look, the captain is in full real pirate gear. Yeah, that's why we can't have nice things, right, guys? Nobody's going to take us seriously. I'm 55. I don't care anymore. I really don't give a shit, to be completely honest. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring up my lovely niece, Brittiany Bas. How you doing, sweetie?
Hi, Uncle Roy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
Hi, Uncle Roy.
Hi.
Hannah, everyone. Thank you for
I didn't know she was sitting there listening. You know, sometimes
she was doing her activities on the phone. So
yeah, and everybody calls me RG. They don't call me by my real name, which is Roy.
Oh,
that's the name. No, it's okay. I don't mind at all. It's kind of public information, to be honest. I mean, I've been sent everything from my social security number to where my kids go to school at, so it doesn't bother me. But RG is what they call me. So anyway,
hi RG.
So Brittany, so tell us a little bit about your organization and what you're doing, and and then we'll talk about how we got involved and whatnot. I mean, obviously because you're my niece, but what brought you to do brought you to put Amuse together?
Of course, yes. What I would say is personal experiences. So I am a mother. I have twins, Hannah and Hunter, and they're 7.5. And the journey for Amuse began when Hunter turned, they were 2.5, and we received the diagnosis for autism.
Yes.
And what that meant for us was having to change our whole lifestyle around. For example, I was a surgical coordinator for Dr. Boris Ackerman in Newport Beach, and I was making above bracket. So I was paying for my own healthcare, the children's healthcare, so on and so forth. Again, single mom. And with that being said, I was working 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on most days, Monday through Friday. And I do have an amazing person in our life, Rick. He's their dad, and he would work 8 to 5. So I would drop the kids off at daycare, and he would pick them up at 5:30. I'd get home at 7. That being said, once we received the diagnosis, we were informed that in order for Hunter to be successful, he needed to have a certain amount of hours of therapy per week. So we were experiencing 30 plus hours of in-home ABA therapy, which really affects, everyone hates the word affects, but thank you, quiet hand, one moment. The whole family really takes on the responsibility of having to work around it, and it takes a mental health toll. I essentially I had to quit my job. I had to quit my job and go under the bracket. So we received the diagnosis, right? I'm making over the bracket, paying my own healthcare. The evaluations, the speech classes, the speech therapies, the occupational, ABA, everything that goes hand in hand with creating a successful life for your child with disabilities is expensive. So I quit my job, went on food stamps, worked part-time, and my mom and my stepdad and my little brother and my little sister helped to raise and care for the kids. Then I just took all the personal experiences and all of the holes in each system. So there was a hole in the whole healthcare system there. And then another experience. So we're multifaceted. Okay. So Amuse Foundation, advocating, maintaining unity with special needs in everyone. Not all special needs are visible, but art, music, and kindness are universal languages. So I started keeping a journal. Okay. I was a stay-at-home mom, and then doing all of the services and everything to that nature. And then going out into the community was the most horrifying and challenging part. So what I mean by going out into the community is anything as simple as going to the grocery store or going to Denny's or going to the beach or the park is a challenge for my son. He's what they call an eloper. He's a runner. That means he may run off with no rhyme or reason, or there may be a trigger, or it may be a meltdown or a sensory overload. All of these things in a split second that I have to think of why it's happening. He has no safety or danger awareness. He's going to be like, oh, the flame is hot, but I'm going to touch it. I'm not going to understand that this knife could slice her arm open. Like he has no concept of like the cause and effect, so to speak. And so with that being said, before I knew so much about autism, because you're handed this diagnosis, but that doesn't mean you have a download of what to do, right? So you have to go through these trials and tribulations. And I firmly believe that we're meant to do that, to make the change in the world that needs to be there. So a main component of what we do is we educate first responders about invisible disabilities and elopement, such as Hunter has. And he's my muse. So I love puns. And so I came up with the acronym, advocating, maintaining unity with special needs on everyone. The kids are my muse. I have one with disabilities, one without, so on and so forth. So on the beach, Hannah gets hit by an oncoming bicyclist. We get off the beach. Hunter's full of sand. Hannah is trying to help him get the sand off. He freaks out, pushes her. So he gets aggressive. And she falls into an oncoming bicyclist, bloody nose. He runs. I'm carrying her down the beach. And I always go, knowing our situation, right next to the lifeguard and right next to where the lifeguard substation is. So I always, if we go out public, it's right next to an emergent responder. And I always tell the lifeguard our situation as well. Hey, I'm here with him. Have a second set of eyes. So I do my part, but then there's always that scenario where, hey, others also need to be aware. That being said, paramedics come and they're like, where's your mom, Hannah? My brother. And I'm like, eloper, autism, eloper. 4 paramedics, ages 40 and above, had no clue what the word eloper was and no clue why it was associated with autism.
I've never heard of it myself, Brittany, to be completely honest. And, and I'm your family member and I don't even know what that means. So
and again, I have ADHD too, as you know. So how did it come about? My personal experiences. When they got the diagnosis at 2.5 years old, they're 7.5 years old, I started keeping a journal of all the changes. That being said, our personal experiences at Kaiser, we're supposed to go to a hospital for doctors and feel safe there. Like everyone knows every type of medical or disability condition, right? Well, his are invisible. Unless you can identify and know how to engage a behavior, so to speak, then you really don't know much about it, right? So when I get hired on at Polly's Pies, I have to watch an orientation video about grooming. I have to watch an orientation video about sexual harassment, safety hazard, fire, needle deposits at the hospital, right? There's an orientation video. There is no orientation video for invisible disabilities, for elopement, for how to engage de-escalation. Our main mission is de-escalation tools, and our cops have a split second before they're going to make that decision, right? Whether it's a cell phone or not a cell phone or whatever have you, okay? And let's just be real with it. There's always a chance. And not saying that every incident is an autistic person, but just knowing that my son has the aggressive behaviors. And again, I'm teaching him to self-regulate, but also needing to have the community be aware because, he hits kids at school. He hits the teacher. I get beat up all day. And it's not like he's intentionally being mean. He's not malicious because he apologizes. So he knows, I did this out of like that split second. Let me say sorry. Yeah. So that being said, the emergent responders had no clue what this was or how to react to it. And in a split second, how do I tell you? I'm in the moment. And so we're at the pharmacy at Kaiser. He's running up and down. They call security on me. So at Kaiser 4 times in the pediatric special education department, they, called security on me. And so it just lightened it. So working for Dr. Ackerman, I met so many contacts, right? Anyway, along the line in my networking, I meet Kelly Zimmerman, and he's the fire captain for OC Fire Authority. So for the last 30 years, this main gentleman has trained every fireman that's come out of the academy. And he's like, Brittany, we spend like a day on it. There's like a 1-hour thing about it. There's definitely more that needs to be learned. And it's not shame on any policeman or fire department. It's like, hey, this is new. We all need to learn and grow. What can we do that's more, right? So main goal is to distribute updated annually, educational and training videos about what to do and how to handle the situation, just like orientation style. And so it would be like a food and beverage certificate, right? I had to get a food and health and safety certificate to work at a restaurant. Well, you should also need to get certified as the restaurant and as the employee about, special needs. There should be an elopement plan at the restaurant, right? So people with dementia also experience elopement. So that's an adult without a special need. It's dementia, right? So not all special needs are visible, but just a simple, hey, there's a hummingbird logo on this establishment. Me as a special needs family know that they've watched this video and they're aware of elopement, they're aware of aggression, and they're aware of how to de-escalate. Or how to, that type of stuff.
Can I show?
Yes, you may show it. And so that's our main component is, go ahead.
I made this.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, sweetie.
It's
Thank you. Hey, it looked like me. It did. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's you.
The captain.
So that being said, that's one of our components, right? Is this, across the board, standardized protocol orientation. And it's going to be adjusted and tailored to each department who we're talking to, especially kids. So in the public school system, Hunter is segregated, which he does need for his behavior wise, and he's in a cage on the playground, right? They separate him, but they never get that opportunity to organically socialize and learn how to engage. He's always with an adult therapist. So when a kid on a playground sees Hunter, they're not going to be like, "What's up, dude?" They're like, "Oh, he's with an adult."
Yeah.
Right. And Hunter doesn't engage children. He engages adults because that's how he's taught in therapy. Hi, how are you? Follow up. Right. But how do you organically, do your thing? So I started telling him like, hey, you could say, "What's up? How are you? How's it hanging?" And he's like, "What's up?" So he started saying, "What's up?" I'm like, okay, find your personality. So it's a matter of like just learning how to communicate. We're working on these communication boards for elementary schools and for parks, right? It's a communication board with simple icons. That way, if, and Braille and Bop It, hopefully is going to sponsor us to get like a solar Bop It interactive. You don't have to be verbal or of hearing or of seeing to come interact with this thing, and that's the great thing about sensory play. So with these events that I told you the flyers for today, it's a resource respite fair. So annually we put on this resource respite fair.
Do you have anything on, so obviously this is
on the
Southern
website
California.
should be updated. Yes, sir. I'm working with this amazing woman in the Philippines and everyone's just donating their time right now, and Target's going to be there. Every vendor has a disability or is related to someone with a disability. And it's resources to the hyperlocal community. Hey, there's these services there and so on. And we have aides around the perimeter so that I, as a single mom, can go with both kids. One's a runner and know that Tanya is going to be there for the next hour to be by our side to walk with Hunter, right?
So I know how you are. You're worse than your uncle.
I'm trying to change the world, man.
But I know you are. We're all trying to change the world, and that's why I had you on because and that's why we got involved. Look, I don't, other than, Hunter, we don't have any other autism in the family at this point. And so I was really, disconnected from the whole process. You think, okay, well, these are special needs kids and the special needs are handled by the parents or wherever they go or whatever. And, seeing your situation and watching it play out has, shown me that, no, this is a bigger deal. And what I'm impressed with, and I don't know how deep you want to go on, but if you can, would you share? Would you? It's okay. It's okay. You can say it. How far do you want to go back into your history so that I can talk about you a little bit? I mean,
it's interesting because I haven't come publicly with that yet. But as I'm like coming into my dharma and my my purpose and everything in my path, and I truly have come from the ashes. And I actually have something from the past that just came up that I'm going to have to take care of as well. And it's just kind of like, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's my story. And I've worked, let's put it this way. The fire captain and the police chief of Fountain Valley, who awarded my foundation last year for Autism Acceptance Month. He's not, the roly-poly's not dead.
Yeah, he is.
Well, I told you not to put him in the plastic, baby. I told you not to put him in the plastic. He's right there. We'll bury him. She put him in this little tiny plastic thing.
I put dirt in it.
We made him a little ecosystem, but I'm like, you suffocated him.
He's moving. He's alive.
Okay.
He's alive. Hi, baby.
So,
So out of the, you did kind of take after your uncle here with your life as a young lady. And you did get yourself into a little bit of conundrum, little mess. But, from the ashes, what impresses me is that you pulled yourself out of it. And not only did you pull yourself out of it, but you're excelling and you're growing.
Yeah,
and
I
you
did
are doing something to
a
change.
life of from addiction, definitely. And so from what I found from all the life lessons is, changing the narrative, right? It didn't happen to me. It happened for me is what really has helped me come into it. And it's okay that it was a dark path, because that's what I came here to do, is be that light to the dark path and shine on that. And I love accountability, and growing up, being able to reflect on the fact that I could never take accountability. It was always someone else's fault. And my stepdad was the biggest one. My stepdad is the one who taught me how to do chores, how to make a schedule, how to stay on task, and how to just, you fight it in the moment. And then I'm just someone that had to not even make those mistakes. I'm someone that had to make those choices and learn those lessons in order to become the best version of myself. And that's okay, because there's no handbook to life. You just are. So I did, what I found was that I was always seeking love and validation in the wrong places. And it's not that my mom or dad did anything wrong. It just, that's just the life. And some people have mental health issues and some people don't, and my mom was great. I was in cheerleading, I was in softball. David took me to every baseball game, and I always fought I didn't start calling him my stepdad until I was an adult. He was just Dave. And it's like, you didn't want to accept. It's like, why can't I just have more to love me? And so that unconditional love I've never been shown until it was my dad, till David. I call him my dad now, obviously. And you, uncle. So it's really, I was sent away, right? So I was looking for love and validation, not to take away from the experiences and taking accountability for placing myself in those situations, like almost like you are who you hang out with. He's alive. He is, dude.
Stop it.
Almost like my great grandma used to say, you are who you hang out with. Yeah. Really, you are, if you're not mentally strong enough to. And that was me. And I, I was in very abusive domestic violent relationships at a young age. And I never felt like I had a place. I always felt like the stepchild. And again, no one's fault. It's just, journaling and stuff. It's like, okay, well, let me just cure that drama. Why? That happened for me, because this is who I am. So anyway, got in trouble with the law and everything. And had I been able to afford a lawyer, I would have got off with like a drug court, by the way. I would have got off with like a drug court, by the way.
Uncle, when did you start your channel?
We started this about 2 years ago, hon.
Look at these.
And I just don't shield her from anything. You know what I mean? That Santa Claus is real. He's up in the North Pole, and
you said this has got to be his last Christmas to believe on the phone.
Your dad said that.
No, you said that. Okay. You said that on the phone.
Remember, I said I'm going to take a work call. Well, I just include her in everything. She's a 7-year-old ABA therapist. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So anywho, I pulled myself out of it. So I used the time away to take these empowerment classes, right, and domestic violence classes, and self-awareness classes, and then I started doing my self-work, and I let go of my ego, and it's just I'm living that life, right? I actually did my firstborn was born in that ugly place, all chained up. And my mom, the most beautiful person that she is, helped me find this lady. She did hair. She's always talking about me. And she's like, I got a church. I have this family at church. And so then we found this family at church, and, they adopted Allie. And then they even brought her back to where I was to come visit me before I went home. And it's this beautiful relationship. I see her twice a year. She has Down syndrome. So I knew that at the age and the place in my life where I was, that like, there's no way I could give this person, this baby, this child, Angel, like a life that she deserves, right? And I didn't want to abort her. To each their own. And so, she was with me in the darkest of places. In the darkest of places, she was with me, right? And so she has her family, and I'm allowed to talk about it. So her and her family have a very open, she's got her own blog. They came to our event last year. So it's pretty special what we have. So my firstborn was placed, and then I got home, changed a new leaf. My mom finally let me back, after all the tough love and self-accountability. And then, less than a year, like 2 months after being home, after being away for like 3 years,
hey, uncle,
got pregnant with the twins, and they just like changed my whole life, and everything since the moment I found out I was pregnant was for them. And I worked for David's Bridal right after I went back to work. So like they were 3 months old. I started working at David's Bridal, and it was top 10 sales nationwide. I actually helped the CEO, Pam, install and implement a new training program. So stuff like that. So they had a whole bridal conversion going. I'm like, we can sell quinceanera brushes, wedding dresses as quinceanera and bridal. So I helped implement training programs with David's Bridal. Then I went on to Dr. Ackerman. And then I started Amuse, and I'm just a networker, and I know what the issue is, and I know who can help do what.
You're really good at networking too, because you've gotten in with the who's who out there in Orange County, and it's really cool. Tell me a little bit about the concert series that you're doing.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So we had our first concert series last July. What would you like to say?
Hey, Uncle.
We had our first concert series last July, and I partnered with Gallagher's Pub, Scott Tucker. He's such a great mentor in the music world for me, right? So I just went downtown. I'm like, hey, can I do a gig here? And he's like, yes, you can. So he's like, you could keep all the door money, right? So I hosted 13 bands, and it was a $15 door charge, and everyone promoted it. I connected with Rock Stars of Tomorrow, this guy, Michael Anderson. And so he teaches, kids of all abilities. And just so happened that, and again, when I talk about autistic people, it's because the parents allowed me to. I've already checked, right? So half of the people in the bands that played are autistic, and so it gives them a platform. So that's part of our fundraising. So the art component and the music component and the kindness. So we're just grouping it all together. So the fundraisers are how we have been steady pacing. Each month we sponsor a family. We've been able to donate a $100 gift card to Target and to groceries and stuff. You just never know what kind of expenses come up. And what I do during the day is I talk to all these families. And just one today is like, we have no programming. We have no social skills. We don't know what to do.
What's today?
Thursday.
Wait, no, what month is it?
March.
March, what day?
24th, Hannah. It is
March 20th.
6:48 p.m.
March 38th is his birthday, so I'm sing happy birthday.
Okay, so I'm human too, right? Like, okay, so our music series, and so OC Music News promoted us. I've connected actually with a lot of great people in the music industry that are willing and open to help and assist and do fundraisers for us. So, once I can get funding to put it on, then we can have these bigger and better with the A-list, contacts that I have. Yeah. So it's really great to have that component. And then we donate murals. We've donated 4 murals, and kids with special needs are a part of the job, kids in the community. And that ultimately cultivated our team because these people are seeing these murals at 5 Points in Huntington Beach, off Beach and Ellis. And they're like, who's this? Amuse for Autism on the wall. And they're like, I'm a BCBA therapist. I want to get involved. So it's really exciting and awesome. And sad to see how many people in the special needs community hyper locally don't even know each other because we're just all focused on trying to get our own things done.
Well, one of the things, besides helping you, financially with our foundation, what we'd like to do is try to see how we can help you guys to set up a DAO or tokenize the organization and bring you guys in. I know you don't know much about crypto yet. But we're gonna help bring it to you through our organization, our foundation. Just because I'm so proud of you, and it's not because you're just my niece, but it's because I've seen where you were. I've seen the dark place that you ended up in, myself included. I was in a dark place at one point in my life, and all you need is that chance, and for people to look at you and to give you a hand up, not a hand out. And, that's why we've gotten involved with you and anybody here in the chat room, I'm not shilling anything really. This is my niece's organization. She's really doing really good work. I'm proud of her.
I'm nervous. I've never told anyone that much about myself before. So this is kind of 8 Mile. It's going to come out someday. Might as well.
Well, the same here. I just filmed a documentary where I'm really told my whole story about, where I came from, the times that I was homeless, all the way through to my addictions and my heart attacks and the things that have taken me to the dark places. And then of course my rise out of it. And, you've only known me as a sober uncle, because for the last 27 years, I've been clean and sober and haven't, done any of those dark things anymore. But it was really, it was disheartening to see when it happened to you. And I was hoping and praying that everything was going to be okay and that we weren't going to lose
you never
to
stopped
that.
believing in me, and
Never
always
stop believing in
one
you.
person
No.
without judgment could
Yeah.
just really, really reach. And you reached me. That's what you did. And so I'll never forget that talk we had when I was in the room. And, you always knew. You always knew. And no one could get through to me but you.
Hey,
No.
Uncle.
Thanks, sweetie.
Today
babe.
is Uncle birthday, and I served him a little birthday cake, which is dirt.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And-
right here in my hand.
Yes. But
All right, don't light no candles on it.
we have.
So I'm proud of you. I'm
Thank
really,
you.
really proud of you. And that's why I want to have you on, because we're starting this new show. It's called Chattin with the Captain. I've been doing it, but now it's kind of official. Got the cameras working right and everything's working. The documentary crew came in and helped me fix everything up right. And what we're doing, though, Brittany, is we're bringing the blockchain to companies and organizations like you and yours. We're going to show them how to tokenize. We're going to show them how to create value with staking their funds and using their funds in a proper way, offboarding them from the platforms in a way that's going to help the organization and help it to save and draw yield, because nothing else works like Hex. So it's going to be cool to see organizations like you be able to take advantage of crypto and the blockchain and what Hex is bringing. So that's why I was excited to have you on, talk a little bit about what you've been doing, give everybody else here a chance to go check out your website and if
Yes, we have some exciting events coming up. All the volunteers are dressing in cosplay, live music. It's a resource fair, a place.
Cosplay. Hey, cosplay.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Uncle.
Yes. Did you see?
On the channel, can you sing happy birthday to Gerald?
I am not singing happy birthday.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't sing well. I'm not a good singer. Listen to my
Hey.
voice.
Happy birthday.
we're very excited for the Family Center. It's going to happen. It's going to just help so many, and we're working hard for that. So I'm just very grateful for your interest and your time, and for all of your followers' attention. Sorry he didn't cut me off sooner.
That's
hope I
okay.
didn't overshare. So now I'm gonna have anxiety for the next hour figuring out.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I know you.
Bye, Uncle.
You get on a roll and you can talk but you're passionate about what you're doing. That's what I like, is that you're passionate about it. And that's how you relate to this community. This community is passionate about what we're doing, because we are going out to change the world. There's a renaissance going on in the world today. There's a lot of people out there that are naysaying the world and they think it's going to a dark place, and they think this zombie apocalypse or the end of the world is coming. I disagree. I think it's time for everybody to start thinking positively and start doing things for one another, using the tools that we have available to us. I mean, right now, the world has more tools available to it to make it a better place than it ever has before. But for some reason, everybody's got their heads up their ass and doesn't want to go out there and do the work that it takes to get it done.
Yeah.
And the way it really starts is for everybody to start reaching out to one another. And instead of fighting about stupid little differences that we all have, looking at all the positive and all the similarities that we have. 90%, when I sit down with anybody, whether they're political or religious or whatever beliefs are, when I sit down with them, they usually agree with 90% of the stuff that I agree with them on. We all want, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and good for all, and freedom and the ability to do so with our families. We're all looking for the same stuff, no matter what side of the fence you're on. And I think that we need to start focusing on that versus all this crap that we focus on is all the differences all the time, like the Twitter and the TikToks and all of these places, these social medias. It's so easy for people with sour grapes to sit there and type a nasty message or make a nasty meme or do things to other people online. It's so easy to just click that button and be a keyboard warrior and hurt other people without actually going out and doing something positive for the world, or making positive change, or helping to develop something, or taking the tools that have been given to us to make the place better, and I just wish the world would really turn around and start seeing things like that, like what you're doing, hon. What you're doing, what you've done with your life. I mean, you could have just sat back on the government dole and tried to, make it and whatever. But you said, no, forget that. I want more. I want a little more. I want more for my son. I want more for the world. You didn't just do it for your child. You did it for everybody else out there because you knew the struggle. You felt it. You were a young single mom trying to make it in the world with a child that had special needs. And you said, this is bullshit. This is too hard. It shouldn't be like this. And it should be easier for folks. So you went out there and you got up for your ass and you did something. So at a young age, for you to do that shows me that you're an example of what everybody here should be doing. They should be acting like you. They should be going out and doing things to make the world a better place. And you've put a lot of your energy. You're a young lady. You don't need that. You got your whole lifetime ahead of you. You can go party and have fun and, do all this other stuff. But no, you're actually out there hustling every single day, trying to make this happen for not only your family, but the rest of the families out there in the area that you're in. And I we sat down and talked when I talked to you about, becoming part of our foundation. And you have a big vision. You have a global vision. You want to help children around the world with autism. And that's, that's to be commended. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means the world. It really does. Honestly, just the respect from you is priceless. So thank you.
Well, you deserve it, sweetie. Everybody deserves another chance, right? And anyway, so thank you for coming on tonight. It was kind of an impromptu stream. We're filming this documentary, and they wanted to, yeah, it is really exciting. It's turning out to be really cool. And these guys that are doing it are just top notch. I asked for a pirate suit a while back ago, kind of as a joke, but this is what I ended up with is,
I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is now I need you to come with me. I believe it's in September. Catalina Island has a Pirates Weekend.
Oh,
everyone is in pirate attire all weekend and they camp out there and it's amazing.
Well, I'm going to definitely have to be at that. So
yes, Catalina Island.
Cool. All right. Hey, Hunt, is there any other sites that you would like to tell people to go to?
We have amusefoundation.org, and a lot of our updates are on social media on Instagram, which is at Amuse for Autism Foundation. So that's updated daily. That's a great resource there. And besides ourselves, what we do is we provide platforms, for families, resources for not just the kid with special needs, but the caretakers and the other family members. So, I would definitely check out a few other companies. BC Adaptive, if you check them out, they have a great fitness program by Brad Clark, and he has created.
What's that?
Oh, hold on. Something just came up. He has created a company that specializes with fitness for individuals with Down syndrome and other intellectual disabilities. So he's really making, a lot of progress helping these, adults that don't really know to focus on certain aspects. We're all focused on the social skills and the life skills and so on. And so he's really helping them out with the fitness component. And he's been such a help to our foundation as well with connecting me to other parents with special needs and other networking opportunities to help our foundation grow. So definitely check out BC Adaptive. You never know who the other person knows. And then Sandy Feet organization is a nonprofit that helps the siblings with special needs. So they will take, they just sponsored Hannah. I'm like, it's not for me right now. We just did Girl Scouts and she's like, no, I'm sponsoring you. So every Tuesday for the next 8 weeks, Hannah's going to go to Boca Chica Beach for 2 hours, learn how to surf, do art programs, and talk with other siblings. and
Nice.
talk with other siblings of special with disabilities to relate.
Right on.
So definitely just 2 other nonprofits that I've connected with that are doing amazing and great things in just my hyperlocal community that have also just helped us become a platform.
Cool.
And our whole team, is just amazing, and everyone connected has just really had my back and just kind of been along for the ride. And I'm just so grateful to finally give everyone something of substance, to be able to come up fruition. So thank
Right
you
on.
for believing in us. But honestly, I can't do it
You're welcome.
alone. And just recently being able to, mention those 2 people have been great. So
Cool. All right, honey. Well, I'm closing out the stream now. Thank you for coming
Okay.
on. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. And we'll talk soon. We have a meeting that we've got to conduct next week, and we'll get business taken care of.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, guys. Thanks, Brittany. See you, hon. So anyway, that was my niece, Brittiany Bas. She's head of the Amuse Association, Amuse Foundation, .org. And if you're into helping autistic kids or parents that are doing that, her organization is doing it. And Pulse Chain is going to make it to where organizations like this, we're going to use her as a pilot program to see how we can set up organizations like this to take advantage of Pulse Chain and Hex, and they can do more for themselves and for the world. So all right, everybody, thanks for coming on. Gemini, screw you guys, we're coming for you. It's all over. Get ready. Pulse Chain's coming. I know everybody's pretty excited about it, and we're tired of waiting. Come on, Richard, give it to us, buddy.